It's Earth Day, it's Earth Day. What can we do on Earth Day to make the world a better place? Let's plant a tree on Earth Day. It's Earth Day, it's Earth Day. What can we do on Earth Day to make the world a better place? Let's pick up trash on Earth Day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Earth Day, what we've been talking about all week. Today is the day where we get to make the world a better place and make sure Earth is healthy and clean. So today what we're going to learn about to help on Earth Day or every day is about reduce, reuse, recycling. Recycling our trash items that we don't necessarily need to throw away in the trash, but things that we can use again for other things. So first, I'm going to read a story, and then I'm going to show you some items that we can recycle and then turn into other things that we can use again. So my story is called Recycling is Fun. Now, how many of you at home have a recycling bin kind of like this? It might not be as tall, but it's usually like a nice square green bin with that little sign on it, which is the sign for recycling. So recycling is fun. Recycling is a lot of fun for you, for me, and everyone. Putting paper in its place puts a smile on my face. Paper, plastic, glass, and tin. We put each one into a bin. So you have to separate them and put them each into a different bin. Hooray, hooray, recycle day. A big truck takes our trash away. It looks just like the trash, the garbage man, but it's a different truck, a recycling truck. We clean out all our dresser drawers and donate clothes to Goodwill stores. So instead of throwing your clothes away when they get too small, we can give them to a Goodwill store for other people to buy and reuse. We save buttons from the box and make hand puppets from old socks. So you can take some old socks and make a hand puppet. We cut old sleeves and then we make each one of our friends a big pet snake. Or you can make your sock into a big snake. We help the planet when we choose to recycle and reuse. So recycling is fun. All right, so here I have some different items that we can recycle every day that we use. So we have our blue bag is for plastic items. We can recycle glass, paper, and cans or aluminum stuff. So on my table, I have a bunch of things that we can recycle. So my first item that I have is a cup. So here's my paper cup. I can reuse a paper cup. Either I can rinse it out and wash it, or when I recycle it, I would put it with my paper items. Here I have a glass bottle. So we should recycle. I don't think we can really reuse this one, so we're gonna have to recycle it with the glass items. So I would put it in my glass. And then I'm sure your parents, some of them might still read the newspaper, or there's ads that come in the newspaper. We can recycle newspaper, which is obviously paper. But another way that we can reuse it is we can take it and make stuff out of the newspaper. I think there was an activity where I put that you can make a hat out of a newspaper. I know we've done crafts where we use newspaper to make things with it. So if you weren't gonna reuse it, you would put it with paper because it's paper. So we're gonna put it in the green bag. Now I know I always tell you at home too or not at home, at school, that we can always use both sides of the paper. So here's my paper that I used to draw my picture the other day, but I didn't color on the back. So instead of throwing it away, I can color on the back first, and then that's how I can reduce using more paper, because paper is made out of trees, and we have to cut down trees to make paper. So we want trees because trees give us oxygen, and it makes our world beautiful. So we want to use both sides of the paper, right? Let's see, what else do I have? I have a magazine. Magazine is made out of paper also. So first I would read it, and then maybe if I wanted to, I could use the pictures in there to cut out and make collages, or look for letters on it to make stuff out of it. But then if I was finished with it, then I would put it in my paper bin. Now, some things that we can't really reuse, but we want to recycle, because instead of throwing it in the trash and making bigger landfills, we recycle it. So then they take it to the recycling center and they crush it up, and then they can make it into other things that they can use again instead of it sitting in a landfill and it just making a big pile of dirt, or not dirt, of trash. And we don't like that, because have you ever driven down the road and drive past a landfill and it's really stinky outside, and we don't want so many landfills out, because then we're gonna have lots of stinky areas of the earth, and we don't want that. So a soda can is one that we can recycle, and that's called cans or aluminum. So I'm gonna put it in my red bag, and there's also my other soda can that I can put in my red bag. And also like green beans, and you have canned vegetables and fruit. That's another can that you can recycle. Or you can reuse it for other things. I know I've made some crafts out of cans before. You can cover it up with paper and decorate it and put it in there and make it for like to hold your pens. So you can make stuff out of your cans as well. And I'm gonna recycle it into my can bin. Now some more plastic things that I have are my Gatorade bottle and my apple juice bottle. So that's plastic that we're going to recycle. And then here's another bin made out of plastic that we can recycle, or you can reuse it to put some things in it too, like in your room. But if we're recycling, it's a plastic. Now here's another glass bottle that we want to put with the glass, so that's going to be glass. And then I have a paper bag. So we can either recycle this, so then we can reuse it for other things, or you can use it to put your lunch in. Instead of throwing it away, you can put your lunch in it, you can put other items, kind of like when I gave you your package with all of your items in it, I put it in a paper bag, and then you can reuse that bag again. That's paper that we would recycle. And then when you get packages in the mail, they come in boxes. And you can take your box and you can either break it apart and recycle it and put it in the recycling bin, or you can put it back together. You can make a fort out of it. You can make a house out of it. This one's too small to make a house or a fort, but you could make other things with your box as well. But I'm gonna recycle it and put it in the paper bin. And then my last one is a tub of old yogurt. Well, there's no yogurt in, we ate it all. But you could use this tub and you can put paper on it, you can decorate it, you could use it, like I said, to put your pins in it, or some art crafts or supplies, just so then you have it to reuse and recycle. So that would be my plastic. I'm gonna put it in my plastic. All right? Now I wanna show you some pictures of some things, and when I'm showing you them, and I also made them available for your parents to show you as well, is to think about how these pictures make you feel. So my first picture, it's called a landfill. And a landfill is where the garbage trucks take all the garbage and dump it into a big pile. Like I was saying, sometimes we drive down the street and it's really smelly in that area. That's because you're driving by a landfill where all the trash is. Now, if we have lots and lots of trash, we might run out of space on Earth to create landfills. And then the whole world might be filled with trash one day, and we don't want that. That's why we learn to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So here's a landfill. Now, would you want that in your backyard, of just a big pile of trash? Now, I know I wouldn't want that. Here is the water pollution. Remember we were talking about the other day about trash in our water. Remember I made our jar of trash, and you wouldn't want to swim in that. Would you want to swim in this water with all the trash? So that's why we need to be careful when we're out at the beach or on a lake or a boat, to make sure our trash doesn't go in the water, because I'm sure the animals that live in that water don't like that either. And here is a beach we talked about in our perfect beach story. Look at that beach. That's not a very clean beach. I'm sure there's not many people on that beach either. I wonder if there's not many people because of how dirty it is. And I wouldn't like to be on that beach. There's so much trash. Now here's a picture. It's called a recycling center. Like I was just talking about recycling our paper and plastic and our cans. And this is what they do. They crush up all those things and they put them into big piles or in big squares. And then they end up reusing that to make other new items that we can use. And you would never know it's made out of recycling materials. So that's what they do in recycling centers is they crush it all up so then they can make it into something else. Now think about ways, since it's Earth Day today, of how you can take care of the world. And maybe at one point today, you can do something to take care of the Earth today to make it a better and healthy place. I hope you guys have a great Earth Day, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.